What's going on, guys? Yesterday I did a video about the Arnold, and it seemed that you guys like the solo one-on-one conversation. So I saw something yesterday I thought would be really cool to discuss and get out into the open. GYMSHARK has decided that they wanted to get into the supplement business, and they are a very popular brand. They have very cool clothes. They have a market that a demographic that really loves them and loyal customer base, and they sign athletes and support athletes. So I think that's all great. I think they've done an amazing job. Obviously, they're a massive, massive company. So they've decided to branch out into the supplement world, which makes sense because they have such a massive reach and massive network that they can now bring this product to their demographic and say, hey, we have something that you're going to love, and we can bring this to you, and it'll be an easy sell for them because they already have all the people there buying their clothing. The problem is, I think they missed the mark pretty badly. And I think, I know the common theme is that Gymshark people aren't hardcore and all this stuff, but regardless of whether you're hardcore or not, supplements work or they don't work. And certain ingredients are proven to work and certain doses are proven to work. And if you don't have that in your product, then you definitely miss the mark. Now, there's varying degrees to what works and what doesn't. So I would say not everybody wants a full scope pre-workout with 27 grams, and not everybody needs that. Some people just want a boost. But I think what GYMSHARK has done is a little bit more than missing the mark, and we're going to go through it. So take a look at this. This is GYMSHARK's new pre-workout. Now, it's a very minimalist label, which is cool. This is, by the way, stacked.com, which is, they use a 3D, so stack3d.com. And they cover all supplements and new supplements that are out, and that's where I got this information. So GYMSHARK has decided to come out with this pre-workout, and the label is minimalist. It's cool. I mean, that's kind of in right now. And as you go down, you start to see the nutrition panel, and then that's where the problem arises. So you start here and you go with salt. Now, don't look at this column because this is per 100 grams. You're going to look at per serving. And it's got a 30 serve, which is good, but it's only a 10-gram scoop, which is not very much. But like I said, their fan base may not want a full all-in-one with everything in it. So let's just go through the list. Salt, 319 milligrams, fine. B3, B12, that's cool. We get to the performance ingredients. Now, they have citrulline malate at 2-to-1 with 4 grams. Now, what you might say is at 4 grams, that's great because it's the clinical dose, right? Clinical dose for citrulline is 4 to 6 grams or greater, obviously. But what you notice is a citrulline malate, and there's nothing wrong with citrulline malate, but if you're going to use, it's not pure citrulline. So really, when you take a look at this label, you're seeing 4 grams of citrulline malate. So it's a 2-to-1, 2-to-1 on citrulline versus malic acid, which means you're only getting 2 grams of pure citrulline here. So you're at half the dose of the bottom of the clinical dose. The bottom would be 4 grams. You only have 2 grams of citrulline here. So you're already underdosed there. And this is probably the main ingredient, these 3 main ingredients here. And then you get to creatine monohydrate. And you look and you say 3.25 grams. Great. You know what? They hit one on the mark. So you're going to get 3.25 grams of creatine monohydrate. Clinical dose is 3 to 5 grams. So they've hit it there. They did the bottom end, but that's okay. At least they hit clinical dose. And we're going to move on. So that one's good. We'll give them that one. So they have 1 ingredient at clinical dose. Then they have beta-alanine here. Beta-alanine at 2 grams. Now, the clinical dose for beta-alanine is 3.2. So they're 1.2 grams under. And that also is an ingredient that takes time to build up in your system. So how long are you going to have to take this pre-workout before you get the full benefits of beta-alanine? Now, the 2 grams I believe that they put in here is going to give you a feeling, which is what most people are looking for. Most people are looking, when they take their pre-workout, they're like, it feels good. It's giving me the tingles, whatever it is that beta-alanine gives you that they like. So the 2 grams will give you those tingles and make you feel like it's something. But the clinical dose is 3.2 grams. So you're already down below where you need to be. Now, if we go back to the nutrition facts panel here, we go down to taurine. Taurine at 200 milligrams. I'm sorry, but you're barely going to feel that, right? Taurine is usually 1 to 2 grams, and it's to help with water and blood flow. So then we go down to caffeine. This is where they've got it right. So they're giving you a little bit of energy, 200 milligrams and 100 milligrams of theacrine. Okay, fine. We're going to get a little boost of energy. So the problem with all of this is not that it's, well, personally for me, the problem is that it's underdosed. I feel like if you're such a massive company and you have the money, you should at least do the clinical doses. I'm not saying they should have more ingredients, but if you're going to have citrulline malate, have it at least 8 grams. That way you're getting 4 grams of pure citrulline. If you're going to do beta alanine, have the 3.2 grams and make sure people are getting the full dose. If you're going to have taurine, have 1 gram. It's not going to, that's not an expensive ingredient. So the problem is this, it's 30 serve, which is great, but the main problem arises when I look at the price. So you're paying 30 pounds because this is primarily, I think, released in Britain first or in the UK first. You're paying 30 pounds, which works out to around $37. So you're paying $37 for this, and you're getting one ingredient that's clinically dosed in the creatine, and that's the bottom of the bottom of the clinical dose. So I'm a little bit shocked at GYMSHARK being such a massive company and having quality clothing and really doing such a good job with their apparel that they've decided to put out basically a coffee. This is basically a coffee. You're getting 200 milligrams of caffeine, some theacrine, and a little bit of creatine. You're basically having you know what, if you had a coffee and you put some creatine in it, you'd be right there. And a coffee costs $1. So, or whatever it costs. But I mean, that's pretty much what you're looking at. Now, I'm going to show you guys, and this isn't just for sales purposes. I'm going to show you guys the difference between a real all-in-one and what they're charging. So they're charging $37. So if you go to HOSSTILE, we're charging $49. So we're charging a little bit over $10 more for 20 serve. So it's definitely more expensive. But the problem is this, when you go to the nutrition facts panel, you're getting not a 10-gram scoop, but a 27-gram scoop. So you're already 17 grams more product. So yes, you're paying $12 more a tub for less servings. But if you factor in the amount of ingredients you're getting, it's not actually more expensive. So you're getting a 27-gram scoop. So it's almost triple the size of the GYMSHARK scoop. And as you scroll down, you start to see L-citrulline fermented. This is pure L-citrulline at 6 grams. So instead of 2, you're getting 6. Now, creatine, we put at 3. Now, the only reason we put it at 3 is because there are so many highly dosed ingredients in here that we don't need the full 5 grams. And if people that do need the full 5 grams, we have the stack series, which is just creatine monohydrate by itself that they can buy. So creatine, even though it's at a lower end, it's still clinical dose. Betaine anhydrous at clinical dose. Arginine nitrate for pumps is at clinical dose. Taurine, they had it at 200 milligrams. We have it at 2 grams, which is 2,000 milligrams. And as you scroll down, you see the Pico 2 is at 2 grams. This is clinical dose, whereas this is, you know, people use Pico 2 for endurance. Their beta alanine was for endurance and it was underdosed. Ours is above the clinical dose. The clinical dose is 1 gram. And as you scroll down, you see the same thing. This is L-tyrosine at 1 gram, alpha GPC at 600 milligrams. These are all clinically dosed at the maximum. And we have caffeine at 200 milligrams like they did, but we also added in the dicaffeine malate at 135, which is going to extend and give you a longer duration of energy than the caffeine. And if you add the theacrine to that, it will actually amplify your caffeine feeling. So, you know, overall, when people talk price and people talk this and that, you have to look at the comparisons. And I think there are a lot of middle ground products. Now, there are a lot of companies that are in the middle ground. They might have a 20 serve, they might have a 30 serve, but maybe they don't have a 27-gram scoop. They have a 20-gram scoop. I think that's okay as well. But I think for a company as the size of GYMSHARK, with the quality of apparel that they have and the marketing budget and all of their great things that they're doing, to put out that pre-workout was a little disappointed. And I want to run through it with you guys just to give you guys a heads up. Keep an eye on the labels, keep an eye on the scoop size, try and learn the clinical doses for certain ingredients, because you don't want to just fork over your money for marketing purposes for nothing. Everybody's going to market their product as the best. There's no doubt. but the proof is on the label. No proprietary blends. Everything is there for you to see. Clinical doses. You have to check these things out when you're looking at products. Don't just buy a product because the label is nice or your favorite pro uses it or whatever. The proof has to be in the pudding. Okay. So that's today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys learned something, and I will see you on the next one.